Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I thought I would do a video around all of the lipsticks that I really like to pull out, that I enjoy, especially for the spring, summertime, for these warmer months. I am usually just an everyday, like nude, my lips but better kind of gal. But when the weather gets warmer, for some reason, I really turn to my brighter reds. I'm a big fan of tomato type reds. I like reds that are a little bit warmer. And I really start to love like peachy tones. So I start to move away from like the cooler nudes into like warmer tones. So I thought I would share with you like 3 glosses, oils, 3 kind of like sheer lipsticks, and then 3 higher pigment lipsticks. So let's start with, what should we start with? Let's start with the glosses and the oils. And some of these are a little bit newer to my collection. Some of them are formulas that you've heard me talk about a lot. So let's talk about one that I've talked about a lot. This is the Armani Prism Gloss Lip Gloss, and I'm holding up shade number 3. I love shade number 7. In fact, I have 2 of those because they're always like in my bag, and I like to have one here at my vanity. But that one is like a much cooler nude shade. This is such a beautiful peachy shade, and I'm going to be doing lip swatches with all of these, but this is such a beautiful peachy shade, and there's just something about this formula from Armani that is like Goldilocks. It is not too thin, not too thick. It's not sticky at all. There's a slight little slip to it. In terms of pigmentation, this is more of a typical gloss. It doesn't have a lot of pigmentation. The shine to it is very nice. It's not like ultra glossy. It's not super shiny. So I love wearing this by itself. I love pairing it with a lip liner. I love tapping it on top of another lipstick or something, just to give it maybe a little bit more shine if that's what I'm looking for. So I find it's a really great formula to keep in my purse, which is why I have 2 of those number 7s. But I do like this shade number 3 because it just makes my lips look a little bit juicier, and I feel like when I add just a little bit of color to my lips, it brings all of this color to my entire complexion. So I love this. Oh, and there's no fragrance at all, which is really lovely. So the Armani Prisma Gloss in number 3 is a wonderful spring, summertime, like peachy gloss. The next gloss I wanted to mention is one that's a little bit more shimmery, a little bit more fun, if you will. It is the Sarah Creole No Further Questions gloss, and this is the shade On Top. Isn't this so much fun? So it has a doe foot applicator, just like the Armani. And this gives my lips a little bit more coverage. So they look a little bit frostier. You can definitely see the micro glitter in there, and it doesn't feel glittery. I mean, it's like a micro glitter. It doesn't feel chunky or anything like that on my lips. I can't feel them. It doesn't leave behind anything when I take it off at night, which is so great. And the texture of this gloss is just a hint thicker than the Armani gloss. So it lasts, I'd say, a little bit longer than the Armani gloss. And it's one that I really like wearing by itself. And it does also pair really nicely on top of a lipstick. But it's just a little bit more there in terms of a gloss than the Armani. So it's a little bit thicker, a little bit higher pigmentation. It looks so pretty on the lips. And the shine is just a little bit more amped up than the Armani as well. It's so beautiful. And I love pairing glosses like this that have a little bit of a gold shimmer in there. When I have like a bronzier complexion, when maybe I've gotten a little bit of tan in the summertime, I'm really amping up my bronze usage, that little gold shimmer on the lips, so pretty. So Sarah Creole, No Further Questions gloss in On Top. Okay, the next product I want to mention in this sheer gloss balm category is a product that I've talked about a lot. It's a product that I've shown a lot in my favorites. It is the Prada Balm in the banana yellow, and oh, my case is actually fading a little bit. Can you see? It's because I'm constantly throwing it into my handbag or just like putting into my pocket. Anyway, this is the guy that is yellow. But when you apply it to the lips, you just get this really beautiful like highlight to your lips. It's so gorgeous. It's slightly frosty. There's a slight iridescence. There's a little bit of shimmer to it. It's just so much fun. I know it's meant to smell like banana, and I guess it does a little bit. I just think it smells like a fruit, like a random tropical fruit of some sort. So I don't think it smells bad, and I don't actually smell it on my lips. I only smell it when it's really close, like when the bullet is really close. Anyway, I love this. I love the formula too. It's on the thinner side, so it's not like a really thick, kind of tacky kind of balm, so it doesn't drag when you apply it. It has a thinness to it, and I just really love the finish that it gives my lips. So gorgeous. Okay, moving on to my sheer lipsticks. So these are lip products that have a little bit more pigmentation than these glosses, but they are very, very nourishing on the lips. And the first one, of course, is a Rouge Coco Flash, one of my all-time favorite lip formulas. They just feel incredible on the lips. They feel like a lip serum in a way. So my favorite shade for the summertime is Beat. And I had this shade a long time ago, and I decluttered it because I just had it forever. And I was like, I need to kind of like get rid of these old lipsticks. So I remember decluttering it. And then when I was getting ready for this video, I was like, where's my Beat? So I actually ran out and got it, which is why it looks brand new. But this shade is so gorgeous. It is so spring, summertime. And when I look at colors in this tone, I mean, all I can think about is just laying by a beach or enjoying a meal beachside or any kind of like summer vacation. And I think if you are tempted by shades like this, by like a tomato red, a warm red, a red with a little bit of orange in there, I think these three products that I'm going to be talking about in this like sheer lipstick category, I think will be the least intimidating, because I know bright colors or like shades of colors that you're not used to wearing can be very, very intimidating. But this shade of red, it just goes so well with like bronze skin, with maybe like a little bit of eyeshadow that has gold in it. Lovely, absolutely lovely. Another sheer lipstick that I have been absolutely loving. You guys know I cannot shut up about these, from Westman Atelier. This is the Hydro Balm, and I just recently got this in the shade Pop. I got it during the Sephora VIB sale. And they do have a more primary red. I can't think of the color of it, but they do have a more primary red in this line. But of course, I went with Pop, which is a little bit of a warmer red. And the pigmentation for this one is a little bit lighter, I think, than the Rouge Coco Flash. So if you want to just, you know, you're still intimidated by the Beat, I think you could go for Pop. And you can really sheer this out. I'm putting it on pretty thick because I want you guys to get a good sense of the color. But these balms are, oh, they're so wonderful. The texture is so great. They have a little bit of a thicker, kind of denser feel to them than the Rouge Coco Flash, but not so much where they drag or anything like that. They have a nice slip to them. They go on beautifully. I have, I think, 6 or 7 at this point. I love all of the shades that I have. I think I'm probably gonna pretty much end up with this entire color range because I love this formula so much. It's just so comfortable. It's so comfortable on the lips. My lips feel better after I remove the lipstick. It's incredible. And when it comes to sheer lipsticks and even glosses, I would not say any of these are long wearing by any means, but I don't feel like I'm reapplying it constantly like a lip gloss. This has, for a sheer lipstick, this has like a little bit of staying power. And the red in the Westman Atelier Hydro Balm line that has a little bit more blue, so it's a little bit more of a primary red, is called Pippi. P-I-P-P-I. I just wanted to mention that. So this one is Pop and that one is Pippi. And next I have a sheer lipstick that is not part of the red orange family. This one is a little bit more of a nude pink, but I do like these really pretty kind of like brighter pinky peachy shades, again for the spring summertime, where they're a little bit warmer. They're a nice change from like the neutral to cooler nudes that I like to wear, especially in the fall winter time. Not that I give them up completely in the spring summertime, but I do just, I don't know, I just personally warm up to these warmer shades. So this is the Tom Ford Ultra Shine lip color, and it's in the shade Nude Coast. And they describe this as, I'm looking at the Sephora, sorry, and they describe this shade as a light beige. It is nothing of the sort. It is like a pinky peach. And I would say out of all of these more sheer lipsticks that I've talked about, this one has like the most pigmentation, but it has like a really nice feel to it. You know, the Tom Ford lip products, most of them, they just feel really, really creamy. And this is no different. It feels super creamy upon application. While I'm wearing it, it feels very moisturizing. And I really, really love this particular shade. I just think it's very, very pretty. It's a great everyday kind of shade, but I just love this tone. It's peach with just a hint of pink in there. And I feel like it would suit a lot of different skin tones. I feel it It works for a lot of different occasions. It's just a very pretty color. And on the Sephora site, it does say that it has a glossy effect. I would agree with that. It's not a super high shine. It just has like a nice gloss to it. But don't listen to the color description where it says light beige. This is not a light beige. This is most definitely like a peach with a little bit of pink in there. Okay, let's move into lipsticks. So the first one I want to talk about definitely I think has enough pigmentation in there to kind of deem it a lipstick, but it is the lightest pigmentation out of the three that I'm going to be talking about. And this is the Chantecaille Lip Chic in Guava. And I think this is limited edition. It's part of the Flamingo collection that Chantecaille came out with. But this guava color, it's so good. And I don't know if you guys can see it. Of course, I'm going to be swatching all of these on my arm as well. But this like really bright red, I think you can see that there's some warmth in there. But there's also, it's just not a lot of orange. It's almost like they took a blue red and they just turned it kind of neon. It's so pretty. And I think if you are just not a fan of like the warm tone reds or reds that lean a little bit too orange, I think you would really enjoy this one because it's surprising. I think when you look at it in the bullet, right, your brain automatically thinks, oh, okay, this is like a bright tomato red. But when you apply it, I feel like a lot of the coolness comes through. And the Lip Chic formula from Chantecaille, I mean, so freaking comfortable, so comfortable. It's absolutely weightless, but it's so moisturizing. Your lips feel better after, you take the lipstick off. It's more like skincare for sure. You guys have heard me go on and on about Chantecaille's lip products. They're just absolutely incredible. And I just love this tone. This tone is really, really special. It's like a fluorescent red. It's so pretty. It's so bright. It's so perfect for the summertime. Okay, next up, I have a very high pigment lipstick, and this is most definitely the most orange of all of the lipsticks I've mentioned. This is the Hung Van Gogh Creamy Matte Lipstick in the shade On the Runway. I personally love this color. But if you do not like orange, just stay away. This is barely even a red orange. This is more like an orange. Can you even see? It's so incredible. I mean, I think it's so cool. And that's just from one swipe. This is a statement lip, right? Your lips enter the room before you do, but I absolutely love it. I think it's so cool. It's such a statement. This color is also really great with like blues and greens. These are colors that I tend to wear more in the spring, summertime. Blues, it's kind of like a coastal color. Greens, it's just this really bright, beautiful base for like florals or whatever. And this would go perfectly. Most definitely not for the faint of heart. But if you do want to try this lipstick, you're tempted by the orange, but maybe you're like, oh, I'm just not so sure. I would say maybe line your lips with something that's a little bit closer to red and then blend it in, and then maybe it won't seem too orange. Like the area where it's actually hitting your skin will be a little bit more of like a neutral kind of like lip color. So you could always try that. You could play around with the idea of, not quite full in ombre because you still want to see the orange in the lip, but just something where it softens the blow a little bit, if you will, where it just sort of softens the edge around the lip. You can always try that. And people always tend to comment that they don't like these colors because it makes their teeth look more yellow. I don't really find that. I think you just have to find the right tone. Like if this orange maybe is just has a little bit too much yellow in there, you could maybe just like lean more towards like the red oranges versus like the full on oranges. But I think you could find something in the range that'll work for you. But I don't think my teeth necessarily look or yellow. Do you? Let me know. Now this is a lipstick I've talked a lot about recently. So this is the Sicily Fito Rouge in number 40, Rouge Monaco. And this to me is just the perfect red-orange color. And when I really want to make a statement, because this has high pigmentation as well, just like the Hung Van Gogh, I go for this one. Now, I should have mentioned this when I put on the Hung Van Gogh, but this is marketed as a matte lipstick. And I would say, well, creamy matte lipstick. And I would say, okay, I could probably agree with that, get on board with that particular name. But I do feel like it's very, very comfortable. It doesn't wear like a matte. It doesn't feel especially dry or velvety in any way. It is very, very creamy in the way it feels. And I don't think it looks especially matte. Like I don't feel like I give myself butthole lips, you know what I mean? So there is a definite creaminess to it. So I wouldn't let the word matte in this lipstick sway you from it if you don't like matte lipsticks, much like myself. These Lafito Rouge lipsticks from Sicily, I think are just marketed as like a creamy cream lipstick, and they are quite lovely, quite comfortable, easy to apply. They have high pigmentation, so you just need like one swipe or whatever. You don't have to like keep working it. And look at this color. Isn't it gorgeous? I think this one has a hint more red in it than some of the more orange ones that I talked about. It's so fluorescent, it's so bright. Oh, I just think it's absolutely stunning. So that is Rouge Monaco from Sicily. And I did want to make an honorable mention here. I went to go grab this product because this was another product that I had in my collection that I love to like pull out in the warmer months, but I had decluttered it and completely forgot. So I ran to the strip and I was like, I'm just gonna get another one. And they didn't have any. I was so bummed. So I wanted to get the Hermes Poppy Shine. This was one of the first Hermes lip products that they came out with when they launched the Hermes beauty line. And this sold out, I remember, very, very quickly because, I mean, it's such an interesting look to it, right? It looks orange in the bullet. It's got all of these like gold sparkles in there or whatever, but it's really, really sheer. It's like a balm. It's really fun. And I remember talking about it, like, if you are a little bit shy when it comes to more orange reds, this could be a great gateway sort of lip product for you because it's not too highly pigmented. But the orange in that Hermes Poppy Shine is very similar to the orange in the Hung Van Gogh. It is orange. There's not a lot of like red or blue going on in there. It's very, very orange, but I love it. I love that one. And I think I'm just gonna have to order it online. I wanted to sit down and make this video, which is why I went in person, but I was so bummed when they didn't have it. I walked in and I was like, all I want is the Poppy Shine. And they're like, we're out of that. So my fault, I should have called. And then one lip liner that I wanna mention that will work with these very red, orange colors. And I had a hard time finding a really good lip liner in this tone because a lot of red lip liners are just red. They're like primary red. But this one from Chanel in Blood Orange is fantastic. Look at that. It is absolutely perfect. If I wanted a lip liner for this lip, I would definitely go with this Blood Orange from Chanel. It's so good. It's so good. I will say, I would normally recommend, and I guess I would always recommend using a lip liner when you're, applying these brighter, really statement kind of colors on your lips. Not only does it help you apply it, neatly or whatever, but it also helps with feathering. I don't always suffer from feathering. I do if it's like a really loose kind of like glossy formula. But when it comes to lipsticks, I don't usually have that issue, but I've never ever heard anyone complain about that issue with, especially this Sicily Lafito Rouge. This formula has been out forever. The Hung Van Gogh is still fairly new, but I haven't heard anyone talk about it feathering. Pretty much stays put. But if you just feel better with a lip liner, I would definitely try the Blood Orange in Chanel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please let me know what some of your favorite lip colors are for the spring, summertime, for these warmer months. Are you like me? Do you feel like you change it up or you just gravitate towards different colors once the, sun is shining a little brighter, the temperatures are rising? Let me know down below in the comment section. And I will also leave a link to everything that I have on my face if you're interested, because I did all my makeup before I popped on here. So I'll leave info down below in the description box on that as well. So anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.